Hey guys, it's Brian from Excess Motorworks and welcome back to the shop. So hey, in the last video I mentioned the MR2 build, and as you can see here, it's actively under progress. So back there, that's the black MR2 right there, and Anthony has some videos on his channel, and I will put a link to the description of those actual videos. So we actually scanned, or actually Anthony scanned the engine bay as well as the Tesla motor. We've made some temporary motor mounts, and Hux Racing is actually making the permanent motor mount kit for that car for the Tesla swap. So the goal of that is still to get it to the MR2 Nationals. I'm not exactly sure how, but Anthony might want to chime in here and tell us exactly how that's going to work, given the fact that it is not too far away.
Yeah, so based on what we have going on in the shop, which you'll see in a minute, our deadline's there. My personal red MR2, the body's really nice, suspension's really good, everything's really good about that car, interior, everything. So I'm not going to be able to build my new motor for that. It's a
He blew
K20.
up the old one.
Yeah, I blew up the old one, cracked the cylinder. Well, it wasn't a tuning thing, it was just, I was going too hard, so cracked the block. But anyway, we have our K20 that we're trying to build, and that's not going to be done with a custom turbo kit and everything by May with everything else we got going on. So what the plan is, we're sending Hux the temporary mounts. We're gonna wait till he makes his jigs and makes proper mounts, and then that Tesla motor is not gonna go in that black car. That's just a shell right now. It's gonna go in my red MR2, and we're gonna bring it to the Nationals like that.
Yeah.
So.
And including what he's working on right here. So this is actually a custom designed MR2 hood. It is terrible. You can't see it in the actual screen there because it's white on white, and you just can't tell from the depth. But there is actually a nice profile change that he worked on. It's CNC'd, it's perfectly symmetrical on both sides. And so this will also be there, correct?
Yeah, I'm making the mold today. We're gonna have some help. We're trying a new technique. It's supposed to be faster, it's supposed to be a lighter mold, more rigid mold. So we're gonna give it a shot, see how it goes. If it goes really well, then the rest of the stuff that we do here is gonna be using that process, gonna speed us up, hopefully.
So yeah, so what he's alluding to is this actually does have to be a mold. You can see the blue stuff is a wax, and that's this is just plastic. And so the wax actually prevents the undercut, so there won't be any basically resin and fiberglass underneath there, so we can actually pull the hood off. So he's sealing that up right now. We'll make a fiberglass mold. We'll get some time lapse of that process so you can see it, and then onto a carbon fiber. The carbon fiber will be on your red car, as well as the carbon fiber trunk lid and a couple other carbon fiber goodies.
Hux has the motor lid in the trunk now. He's waiting on a hood. So basically, another thing, if you notice, headlight covers are in this mold. So we're gonna do it one piece for the race car guys like Hux that want lightweight. He actually put his headlights down into the turn signals up front. So he doesn't need mechanical opening headlights anymore. This is gonna be one piece, but I'm still gonna have a seam here. So you see the body lines the way they used to be. And so yeah, he's waiting on this hood. He needs this hood because right now, he's got nothing. So we'll try to bang that out for him.
Yes, confidence. And so in the last video too, I alluded to some other things that are going to be showing up in the shop. So, and actually they are going to be showing up in the shop. Matter of fact, we are waiting any minute now. So they should be pulling up here any second. And we'll go ahead and get that project in, and as soon as they actually pull up, we'll go ahead and show you what we got going on there. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we just got to wait for them to show up. They'll be here within, I don't know, next 30, 40 minutes. So cool. So let's wait for them, and we'll get going on with the rest of the video in just a second. Nice. Okay, now you can see we are in the Ferrari modification business. This is a drift car Ferrari modification business. This car belongs to Federico Sceriffo. He's actually basically brought us this car to do a couple of mods to it. And the first mod that we got to do is a very interesting mod itself. So he used to, when he first brought the car to the US, he used to actually run it supercharged. Then he switched over to NA, but now he wants a little bit more power. So thanks to his sponsor, go ahead and lift that bad boy up. Garrett. We've got this Garrett ginormous turbo that we got to fit in this car. And of course, there's no instructions how to do this, given the fact that nobody's ever done this before, as far as I know of. So we've got this, Anthony, do you know what the specs are on that turbo as far as size, frame and stuff?
Yeah, it's a Garrett G42 1400.
So it's a big boy. So that thing has got to live inside here. We're lucky in the sense that the radiator's already been moved to the back. What you see there is actually an oil cooler, so we can slightly move that. That's not a big deal, but it does have to go. Go ahead. Do the honors. I can kind of edit this a little bit.
Ah.
That's good.
Okay.
So it's got to live right about there, very low in the frame. So we have to fabricate the mounting bracket, the exhaust. So what we were lucky enough is he actually had a spare set of headers already. So these headers are going to work. We actually just have to, obviously downturn them and bring them all the way forward. But that's going to save us a lot of time. And that's really important because time is not a good situation for this car.
So just so you can see, this is half of one side of the header.
Yeah, so we were able to salvage.
It's supposed to go backwards. What we ended up doing, because we're putting the turbo in the front, we're just flipping it upside down. The angle is kind of kicked up, so that's what we're going to fix. Then we're going to have a merge pipe between these that wides down into the turbo.
So the big problem that we've got, honestly, is time. So this car has to be ready in about 2 weeks, give or take, and we don't have all the parts in just yet. So Anthony was kind enough, he's been actually hunting parts down, the part numbers, so he can actually get them taken care of.
Yeah.
So as I alluded to, FuelTech is going to be running this thing. He is sponsored by FuelTech, he's sponsored by Garrett, as well as TurboSmart.
And look at
So
what we got.
If you're familiar with TurboSmart, they are actually an electronic wastegate. And this car is going to be doing something a little bit different as well. So the goal is to kind of basically have that wastegate act as an anti-lag. So there's going to be a little bit more programming involved than what you would normally see on a standard setup. That gate's going to be controlled by the FuelTech, and they'll be basically bleeding off probably on the cold air inside to actually keep that turbo spinning up. So those are things still, I don't want to say need to be determined, because when you go and see this, if you actually see this car in person, you're going to see blow-off valves, you're going to see a number of different things. Those are almost safety elements. Really what's going to happen is the electronic wastegate is the primary function around actually controlling boost on this car. So
Basically our goal with FuelTech, this was actually their direction, is we want this to open up to control the boost level without bleeding away exhaust from the turbo. So this way we're blowing off the compressed intake charge, keeping the turbo shaft speed going. So when he's lifting and getting back in it, he gets better response from the turbo. Also, you can see this turbo, or this, sorry, not turbo, this wastegate, this E-gate, is actually a straight through design. It has a butterfly on the inside. So this is less of a restriction also, which is really cool. This is something brand new from them. So it's pretty cool that we get to see it.
yeah, it's very cool. So anyway, I think that's probably a good stopping point for this video. Next up, we'll be continuing the build on this car. We'll go ahead and kind of show you the mock-up process, as well as, not sure if we'll get it to the dyno in next video, but at least probably through the fabrication process of the headers and the collector and the intercooler.
Yeah.
We got a lot to do on this car, so we'll cover that in detail as we build it. So if you're interested, you can kind of follow along.
Yeah.
So,
To-do list and parts list this long, time frame this short.
yeah, we got about 2 weeks, like I said, to get this car done. So it'll be very, very quick. So we'll probably get these videos out pretty quick because we don't have any time otherwise. So anyway, again, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.